Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Well, last night's upload was, really good. And I discussed that I was going to do a Missing 411. Also, I have an update from the subscriber from Delaware. A brief update, but nonetheless, an update. Before we get into this, though, a couple links. As you know, I rely on my Patreon, my PayPal, and my merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Those links are in the description below. Also, Dogman, Frightening Encounters, Volume 1, 2, and 3, the audiobook version, written by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeffrey Nadolny, is available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes. The links to those are in the description as well. Now, I've taken enough of your time. Let's get on with today's upload. Shall we? So the other night, I did a recap of the encounter that happened to a subscriber from Delaware in southeastern Pennsylvania somewhere. I then sent out an email again to see if he was okay. Ironically enough, I have been, periodically sent like 2 emails, but never got a response. I got a response, and this is what he had to say. Hey, it's Jeff. How are you? I'm reaching out to make sure you are okay. I'd love to speak with you sometime, and of course, honor the stipulations. He responds, I'm fine. I've not seen anything weird or had any men in black tights watching me for a while now. I have made up my mind and do not want to do any kind of interview or talk directly with anyone for their safety as well as my own. I'm still shocked that none of those pictures taken that night slipped through the cracks and came out online. I have made up my mind just to send the encounter story to numerous cryptid channels to give it more exposure to your peers and their listeners. I have to think that more than one of those people there that night had gone online looking to see if the story has made it into the world beyond our campsite experience. If so, I'm hoping that someone with more balls than me found a way to hide the few pics or a few minutes of video from the guys in the SUV, and will anonymously leak them somehow. Thanks for doing your part to spread the word of my encounter as well as many others. If I had not had the experience that I did, I would certainly have looked at the stories like those of your source Victor as ridiculous. But I would imagine with the real-life monsters roaming populated campsites and neighborhoods that the government would indeed have to have some kind of task force to deal with them. So don't worry about me, I'm fine, and let's hope someone else has a few pics that can break this thing wide open. So at least we know he's okay, and I am thankful for that. Yeah, it is kind of crazy that none of those pics leaked anywhere. Interestingly enough, I'm thinking back to it, and maybe there are people that did, and they're just out there, holding on to these. I mean, because you can delete a photo off your phone, but keep it in your cloud, There's all the sorts of ways of hiding things, so maybe they did, and who knows, maybe someday they will come out, hopefully. Anyway, it was nice to get the update. I wanted to share it with you guys, and I'm glad that he's okay, because for 9 months after the last email, I was very concerned. So, moving on. This is the recent missing 411. This occurred January 1st, 2021, and Jessica Nicole Stacks has not been found to this day. This is the news articles that discuss what had happened or what they think had happened. And it is every parent's nightmare because she's a very young woman, and as a dad having two daughters, it's rough. So here we go, guys. It has been since January 1st, 2021, since 28-year-old Jessica Nicole Stacks disappeared somewhere along the Tallahatchie River in Union County, Mississippi. And her family fears the worst. My soul is telling me that something is very, very wrong. Jessica's mother, Kathy Story, told Dateline, "I feel it when my kids are hungry. I feel it when they are sad, and right now, I don't have a good feeling at all." Jessica of New Albany, Mississippi, was last seen on Friday, January 1st, 2021, according to Sheriff Jimmy Edwards with the Union County Sheriff's Office. Jessica's boyfriend, Jerry Wayne Baggett, told law enforcement officers that he and Jessica had launched a boat into the river near the County Road 46 bridge in the early morning hours of New Year's Day. They were on the water for a couple of hours when Jessica reportedly got out of the boat and made her way toward the North River bank on the direction of State Highway 30. Baggett told the sheriff's office. Her purse and car keys were left behind, he confirmed. Sheriff Edwards told Dateline that Jessica's cell phone was later turned in by an individual who stated that he had it because Jessica and Baggett had planned to call him on it to be picked up at the end of their boating trip that day. It wasn't until 10:15 that evening that Union County Sheriff's Department was informed of her disappearance, Sheriff Edwards told Dateline. Hours felt like days for Jessica's mother, Kathy, who said she couldn't sleep as she waited to hear from authorities. When January 2nd came and went without a sign of her daughter, Kathy knew something was wrong. January 2nd was her brother's 15th birthday, Kathy explained tearfully. They were very close. She would never miss his birthday. He was autistic and doesn't understand why she isn't here. Sheriff Edwards told Dateline that the search and rescue teams were deployed, but because the river had flooded from heavy rain and pounded the area at the end of December, divers were not immediately able to go into the water. Instead, drones with thermal imaging cameras searched the river bottom between Tallahatchie and Highway 30. A Mississippi Highway Patrol helicopter searched the river and river bottom downstream from County 46. Heavy brush on the river banks were searched, and Sheriff Edwards told Dateline that a coat they believe Jessica had been wearing was found. It is not known what else she was wearing that day. On January 9th, after the flooring had subsided, 6 divers entered the 42-degree water, but found nothing. 2 cadaver dogs from Huntsville, Alabama, and their handlers also searched the river over the weekend. Other law enforcement agencies, including personnel from the Mississippi Wildlife and Fishery, Union County Sheriff and Search and Rescue, Mississippi Highway Patrol, have searched the river and river bottom on foot, using ATV vehicles and boats. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation also aided in the search. "We are exhausting all options in order to find her," Sheriff Edwards said. "It's important to us that we find her, and we are not giving up." Jessica's family and friends have also formed search parties and started their own investigation, hoping to find answers. Jessica's mother, Kathy, believes there's foul play involved in her daughter's disappearance. She didn't just walk away, and if she was hurt, we would have found her. Kathy's mother told Dateline, "Something did something to her, I know it. Sheriff Edwards told Dateline that they do not have evidence that points to foul play at this time. He added that they are following every lead and encourage anyone with information to call the sheriff's office. It's been a roller coaster ride and I'm hurting, Kathy told Dateline. I just want to know what happened. I feel it in my heart and soul that she's gone, but now I just need peace. Jessica is described as being 5'4", weight between 110 to 125 pounds. She has blonde hair, green eyes. She has multiple tattoos, including a puzzle piece with the name Kobe and the name Brendan. Anyone with information on Jessica's whereabouts is asked to call the Union County Sheriff's Office at 662-534-1943. This is the most recent news article. Sheriff, no current sign of foul play in Jessica Stack's disappearance. Search continues for 28-year-old New Albany woman missing since New Year's Day. Jessica Nicole Sparks and boyfriend Jerry Wayne Baggett launched their boat into Tallahatchie on New Year's Day near the bridge on County Route 46. About 2 miles downstream, Baggett says Stacks got out of the boat, walked along the riverbank toward Highway 30. She has not been seen since or heard from. We've been working to try to find her if she went into the water. It was very high water. She had to wait in some places until the water receded to get in, said Sheriff Jimmy Edwards. Jessica's phone was turned in by a man who says he had it because the couple was supposed to call him and pick him up when they finished their boating trip. Sheriff Edwards said a coat was found but is believed to belong to Jessica. Foot tracks were also found in the area where she supposedly got out of the boat. Dive teams have been in the water, cadaver dogs, drones with thermal imaging equipment, a helicopter from MHP have also assisted in efforts. The sheriff says the terrain is a big challenge. There's creeks in there, huge deep ditches. We got stuck ourselves. Had to get ourselves winched out, Sheriff Edwards states. Sheriff Edwards also says another challenge is dealing with the barrage of heresy and accusations on social media that threaten to delay and hinder the investigation. We are spending hours going and talking to people, finding out what I said. I heard so-and-so said that, and then they heard so-and-so said that. It just snowballs and gets bigger, the more added to it. No, I didn't say that. Takes hours to chase it all down, Edwards said. Edwards says there is no sign of foul play, but he promises to continue to search and follow all credible leads. So the picture is a satellite picture that you guys are looking at, and this is right where she would have gotten out of this boat. I honestly have a real good feeling that, well, you know what I think, because look at the location. I honestly feel that a Sasquatch or a Dogman was waiting for her and very quickly, very quietly grabbed her, and, well, who knows what happened. I don't know, but as a parent of 2 daughters, I can't imagine what this family is going through. And it's saddening. Poor family. I mean, and this poor girl, if really what happened, what I think, I mean, the terror that she must have gone through seeing one of these things. But, I mean, look at the locale where this is at. This is prime location. This is an encounter that was reported to the news agency a while ago, about within a 20 to 50 mile radius of where Jessica went missing. Panola County, near the town of Batesville, Mississippi. A large creature was spotted on Country Road on October 16th at about 12:30 in the morning. Approximately a week later, footprints were found near Tupelo, Mississippi, and reported on the Tupelo News. There was a close encounter with the creature for about 5 minutes. The creature proceeded to cross the country road and came to a halt in front of my car. I viewed the creature for a moment, trying to identify what I was viewing. I then brightened my lights, and it appeared to anger this thing. It then proceeded towards me quickly to my car and bumped into the car, causing the car to move backwards, and was leaning on my hood, screaming a very high-pitched sound. I was so terrified, I finally able to get my car in reverse and get around this thing, which was obviously a male. The creature seemed to be about 8 feet tall and weighed about 400 pounds. The creature was all black hair, 2 to 3 inches long. The face and chest area were bare. The skin tone was a grayish tone. It had greenish yellow eyes that glowed. The face was wrinkled with a broad nose. The head was pointed and apparently appeared to have almost no neck. Very broad shoulders and large muscles. As I managed to get around the creature, I could still hear this thing screaming in the distance. This event will stay with me for the rest of my life. I'm not saying anything, but this is a very aggressive encounter. A lot of these encounters, we're talking Mississippi. We got Taylor, Mississippi. Even though this is northern Mississippi, these things move and they travel fast. And they don't just stay in one location. I really think that one of these, either a Sasquatch or a Dogman, is responsible for this. The police have done their due diligence. We're talking almost 2 months. If there was foul play, the ex-boy or the boyfriend, the friend, whoever, yada yada, this and that, they would have been done by now. Really, when something like this happens, cops don't screw around. And obviously, they don't feel and they don't have any signs of foul play from a human. And there's a reason why. The Fish and Wildlife got involved. If you ever think about it, when one of these creatures is possibly at play, Fish and Wildlife is always involved. I don't know, guys. I'm going to keep my eye on this, and this is going in my folder of missing and attacked people in the government cover-up. With that, I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks.